Hello everyone, hope y'all are doing well. This is 3D printed animatronic creature part 19. Just wanted to show you, make a little short video, show you some movements y'all have not seen yet, doing some gimbal work, and just trying to, show some movements and just check things out. I'm going to have to make some adjustments to my jaw linkage so I won't get a backlash. But as you see here, I got the lower lip moving, and also I have the jaw movement. Now I just stuck the teeth in there with some glue stick, just something, just a temporary type of, you know, lockdown on them teeth for right now. But this is some of the movements here, and I also did the movements on the upper lip also. But everything overall seems to be working pretty good. Just some minor adjustments, little tweaking here and there, but this is just part of it. But as you see here, I got the upper lips moving, and it's working well. There's not really a whole lot of clearance it's going to have to do as far as the gum line is. It's just the gums, and with a closed mouth, the lips should meet. And that was one of the other goals I wanted to achieve. So when the mouth may be a little open, I can still close the lips somewhat. But this test movement right here, you'll see how far I'm going down to the edge of the teeth, and that way the lips should be touching, and that's what I'm wanting to get. And also the lower lip does the same thing. It goes to the top of the lower teeth. You might have remembered that this video segment right here is from part 6, when I was first designing and kind of doing a sketch of a so-called gimbal. And most of these parts are coming from Servo City. Now, I don't have all the parts, but I can get it to do the tilting and looking up and looking down. But this is what I have so far. I still need another rotational servo for the bottom of this, so the so-called head can turn left and right. Now, I do have some type of limitations that I'm trying to work out, because this whole apparatus is supposed to be turning, and when it turns, it's going to be turning inside the so-called chest cavity. So I need to just make sure that I can have clearance for all these objects, like these servo horns and things like that. Those will rotate. This whole shaft and the servos and the head will rotate together, with the bottom servo on the bottom for rotation, and that's to look left and right. But as you see here, I'm setting up these servos. Now, these are the same servos that I have in the head. And once again, these servos are low cost, and they have pretty decent torque. Now, we also got to calculate that I'm going to have skin on top of this animatronic, and we got to make sure that it's going to be able to lift it. So I'm going to place this animatronic in this vise right here, just give it some kind of support so we can do some tests. But once again, this is a part of the testing. I mean, I want to make sure that I can move this correctly, and I like fluid movement. And now when the skin is on, even though it might be kind of, I guess, robotic look, it's not set up on, you'll see a big change when it's set up on the so-called servo controller and using VSA software. But I'm just testing some movements here to see if I can get, as far as the torque, and make sure that, I'm not going to break anything, or just checking some things. But once again, when the skin is on there, it's going to act like a tension spring. So everything will be kind of more fluid-like, but you'll see. But as you see here, I'm just basically testing some simple movements just to see what I can get as far as a realistic movement. Plus, overall, we don't have our rotation yet. And the other part is that the so-called linkages are mounted on the outside now. The first test, the linkages were mounted on the inside. And the main reason I had them on the inside is just see if I can reduce some of the, the space, kind of make things narrow a little bit. And then another thing I'm thinking about doing is I even went through, and you'll see it later, where I've actually designed the linkage to kind of be like areas where I can bend these so-called rods, these threaded rods, to where I can get a more, I guess, not such a straight linkage, bend them to where I need them to be bent on the servo arm and on the skull itself, as you see here. Well, what do y'all think? I hope y'all enjoyed this content. It's a few more testing cycles to go through, and we're going to get this thing moving. But appreciate all the new subscribers, thumbs up, comments. Y'all be sure to let me know what y'all think. Y'all have a good day. Later.